off the cloud yet.
Yes.
What's the very first thing that you notice?
See an island.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
It looks like home, but I think it's his name. I'm not sure if it's now or different time, but it looks like Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe it?
And just can see all of the different diversities, and it looks normal to me.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about this.
I don't know.
What does it look like, this island? How would you describe it?
I'm more so seeing it from above. That's why I'm having a hard. That's why I was having a hard time. I was seeing like it's like more so the cluster of them, and I haven't been able to go down and
Well, that's okay.
see it
What do you,
more.
that's fine. From above, what does it look like?
It just looks like the cluster of the islands that I know are I recognize as Hawaii, but I
Mm-hmm.
just am seeing it like I'm from above. So and I'm not sure why I'm not able to go down further. I just am stuck at looking at that.
And is there anything you notice that looks interesting or important as you see it from above?
It just seems like it's just so small, like in relativeness to the ocean. That's seems it just seems pretty special to be able to be sticking out in the middle of the ocean. I guess
Wow.
that's why it seems so different. It's really, really far out there.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So when you're ready, just go safely down to the ground there and just put your feet on the ground. And tell me the very first thing you notice when your feet get to the ground.
And it feels like home.
Mm,
It just feels like home.
wonderful. If you sense or look down, can you see feet if you look down? Do you see feet as if you have feet?
Yep, just feet, just regular feet. They just look like regular feet. I look
Okay.
like it's like the woman feet.
Uh-huh. And are you wearing any shoes or what do you notice about your feet?
Right now they're just naked on the beach, on the beach. So no, they're just naked feet on the beach.
Tell me about the beach. Describe it.
It's just white sands and beautiful waters. It's beautiful.
Are there
It's
any
amazing.
smells you notice?
Yes, it smells like the ocean. It's just overwhelming. It just smells so good. I never liked that smell before, but I love it now.
Tell me more. What else do you notice with your feet on in the beach? And tell me more about this.
It just feels so different than anything else. It feels like it just feels different. I don't know how to explain it. It just
Mm,
feels like really like the only place that actually feels like home here.
wonder. And then tell me more about the beach. How would you describe this beach? If you look down the beach, what does it look like? And do you notice people or no people? Or tell me as many things as you can about this beach that you see.
It's definitely not now. It's old. I don't see that. There's nobody here. There's not hardly anybody here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty tan. I don't know if I'm pretty tan. I think I'm definitely more, yeah, yep, that's for sure. Don't have my white legs like usual. That
Tell
feels
me
weird.
about tell me about your skin color.
It's just more of a tan and more native color. I definitely feels like I just got here. It doesn't feel like I lived here. It feels like I just got here. Like I felt like I felt like my first time my feet hit the sand, and it just feels like an overwhelming feeling of home, like safety. I don't know. It's weird.
And then look up the rest of your body. Are you wearing anything? Tell me your first impression. If you look up your body, are you wearing anything on your body?
It seems like pretty primitive stuff. I just like nothing. It's a more of a. I don't know what material it is honestly, but it's some kind of a sarong thing and something on my top. Definitely looks more native, cold Polynesian type of wear. Definitely because it's hot here. It's
Mhm.
definitely dressed for that and just overwhelmed that I made it. Like I made it.
Oh, you made this.
Yeah, not made it, like I made it, like I feel like I finally made it here. Like it's been a journey to get here.
Oh, okay. Oh, tell me about that. You weren't there before. You were trying to get home.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say is that it's the first time I felt like I've been in a place that felt more like home was actually being here. And so I don't know what that means, but I've come from somewhere else and I just landed here and I feel like this is a good place. This is a good place. This is just like finally a good place. I
Mm,
don't know.
wonderful. And as you focus in on yourself there, do you feel young or old?
20s, definitely not that old, but I don't feel old. I just feel like I've gone through a lot. 20s though.
And do you feel healthy or not?
Yes, I feel healthy and I feel like this is a new beginning for me.
Oh,
This is
yay.
a
And go ahead.
this is a new home for us. I don't really know who us is because I don't feel like there's very many, but it's just a lot of work. I see that. So it'll
Mm,
be a lot of work.
I see. And if you look at your hands, what do your hands look like?
They look they look healthy. They look strong. They look tan, the same color as my legs. Definitely tan.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely tan. I mean, they seem more tan than it seems like it's in me, not just like I got a tan, you know?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
It's in me. I don't, I look like I'm strong and they look a little bit warm, but strong and healthy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. And do you notice if there's anyone else around you or if you're by yourself?
No, it doesn't feel like very many people are here. I just am trying to see that. It's so sad. Nobody else seems to be around me. It's like I just got off like a boat or something and like jumped off and then just so obsessed like with this feeling that I've made it and I'm here.
Oh, okay. So it feels like you just arrived maybe from a boat.
Yeah, it seems like a boat. That's why it's weird because it's like I think that's must be what it was. Is it's a boat. I'm trying to make it be something more modern, but it's not. It's a boat. It's just been a boat and it's been a long journey and it
And
was hard. And
do you remember the boat and the journey?
I
Can you
see
tell
that it's my family that's with me.
tell me
I
about your
just can see
family?
now that it's my family that's with me. It's the same family that I have today, but they're not the same. But they're the same, but they're not. And so it's definitely it's just us, so it's just the four of us. And I just got off the boat and I'm pretty just feeling really, really happy that we're here. We made it.
What does your family like? Tell me about them.
They're awesome. They're like, they're just amazing. They're just amazing.
You have
I
kids and
just have
what did they look like?
Yes, I have a They don't look the same as they do today, but I can see them. I can see the resemblance in them. And my
Uh-huh.
husband is definitely native. He's definitely he's a very strong male that is just looks like he can do anything. And I have two boys again, and they look very similar, but it's funny they look kind of opposite of what they do today, and today they're opposite side, and so it's kind of funny to see them, but it's a resemblance because they're so much alike,
What are they
but
wearing?
so
What?
different.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing the same kind of clothes. It's not like I don't know what it's made out of. I don't know. I
How would
can't
you
explain.
describe it?
Oh, they have like a same kind of a sarong type of a thing, and they have beads around their neck, but nothing more. And it's nothing fancy. It's just whatever is needed to cover us, kind of a thing.
How would you describe the material?
That's why it's not a leather, but it's like it's not, I don't know what it's made out of. It's more of in between a cotton and I don't know what it is. It's something I think that it didn't come from here, so I don't know what it is. It's definitely something that we came with. And I can't remember where we came from, but the fact was that it's been really long getting out across the ocean. I don't know where we came from, but it seems like we were coming from something to get here on purpose, and we weren't sure we were gonna find it, but we finally did.
Wow. And now that you're there, what do you guys do?
We have to start from the beginning. It's so it's overwhelming. I thought that there was gonna be more help here, and there's not very much help at all. And so
Wow.
we just have to start. I don't know where we gotta figure out where to put the boat. I don't even know what they're gonna do with that. I just am still overwhelmed with this feeling of finally getting here.
Tell me about your boat. What does your boat look like, or what do you notice about it?
It's a shit. It's nothing fancy. It's just a bigger boat, but nothing like a big, it's just it's a bigger one because it was big enough for us, but actually it's not that grand, which is why it was so scary to cross the ocean. It was flat, scary.
Hmm.
So it's a big deal for me right now to be on this land.
Amazing.
I like being on the land. It's so much better. It's not so scary than being
Tell
in the
me,
ocean.
tell me more. What else do you notice?
It just seems like a really exciting, it's exciting a new place. I'm not sure where we're gonna go yet.
Hmm.
It seems like I don't see from where I've seen before, so it's like, I feel like it's gonna be a chore for us to try and figure out where we should start and what we're going to do, but we need to figure out how to get food and oh, there's a lot of things to do, but I'm just so glad to be here. I'm just grateful to be here.
That's amazing. What do you do first? What's the first thing you do?
Well, that's what I was saying. We have to figure out what we're gonna do with the boat because it's such a blessing to have and we don't want to lose it. And so we're trying to figure out even where to put it and the few things that we have on it. We don't have a lot, but we have lots of tools. And so we're able to start. And so it's just going to be a lot. So we're just finding a place to put the boat.
Where do you put it?
We found a cove and we're just gonna pull it up in it and just we're just gonna hide it up here. I don't know why we think we need to hide it. I don't see anybody around, so it's kind of funny, but I think that we must be running from something to be thinking that we needed to hide it, so.
Let's see. So you feel like you were running from something?
Oh yeah, I don't know if it was just the ocean or what, but I definitely think we were, like I said, being home and being here now is a big deal. So it was just definitely feeling like we need to protect ourselves regardless, so. we're here and safe now, but we weren't. So I still have that built in me to hide the boat.
So
I
you
don't,
hide, so you
yeah, we're
hide it.
gonna pull it up. Yeah, we pull it up and we hide it. It's
And
not big. It's not too big for the boys to pull it up.
wow, and after you hide it in this little cove, what do you do next?
We gotta figure out what we're gonna do to eat. We don't have very much food, but we've got to figure out what we have. We brought some seeds with us from for whatever we have. So I guess we just have to really figure out what we can see with this land. Oh my goodness, it's kind of getting overwhelming now.
I see. And tell me what you do next.
One of the boys decides that they can catch some fish. That's a good idea. Yep, they catch us some fish and Jerry builds us a fire and we decide to at least to spend the night here. We're gonna stay by the boat and we're just gonna just stay here because it's way safer to just, since it's a new place, and then we'll venture out tomorrow. They've got us some fish and we'll just at least be here safe tonight, so that'll work.
What kind of tools did you bring with you?
I don't know what they would be even called. They're just tools that would help be leverage and hitting things and things like that, just like, hammers and things like that, but not from our time.
What do they look like?
They look like they're made like an iron or something. I don't know if that's even possible, but that's what it looks like. So
Oh
I don't
wow,
know.
like iron
Heavy,
tools?
like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
like something like I said, like really valuable, like that's, it seems valuable.
Oh, so like heavy
Some kind
tools?
of heavier tools, yeah, to help us be stronger than what we are by just ourselves. So leveraging and digging and hammering type of tools. So
Mm.
we came knowing that we were going to have to build. So we brought everything that we could like that. And looks like we got some seeds, and I don't really know how much everything's gonna grow because we don't know anything about this place, but it sure does feel like a new opportunity.
Wow. Well, let's see where you were before when you were on the boat or before you were on the boat. So let's leave that scene and let's move back in time in that same lifetime to before you got on the boat to come to this place. Just be there now. Be there before you got on the boat to come to this place. And what's the first thing that you notice?
It seems like a nice place. It don't seem like another island.
Uh-huh. Oh,
I don't understand that.
how would you describe this island? What are you seeing?
I don't know. It's so weird. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh. And so it's another island. So you're just seeing a nice place.
Well, it seems like where we came from was another island. I don't know. It doesn't make sense because it's like why would we leave there? So it just seems
Are,
like another island that's just the same, like, but different,
uh-huh.
It was
Tell,
just established more, definitely a community more. There's definitely people there, that kind of stuff, but not much like different in like the landscape is what I'm saying. I don't
oh,
know how
okay.
far away it was.
Go to
Hmm.
where it is that you live in that place and be there now and tell me about where you live there.
Hmm. I don't know. I really don't know.
Do you have a place where you live there? Does it feel like, or no?
I don't know. I just totally disconnected from that. So I was trying to re-see what I was trying to see. It didn't make sense to me, so I'm
It's okay if it doesn't make
having a
sense. Just
having a struggle with
s-
trying to see something different because I don't understand that. So,
no, no, no. See what you were seeing. That's perfectly
well,
fine.
it didn't look any different. That's what I was saying is it doesn't make sense to go back to the same place again.
Well, you never know. So tell me about what you're seeing. Can you go to where it is that you live in that place? It looks like the very same place.
It just looks like another island. That's why it just is weird. It's like, why would I'm sorry, I'm just
No, it's
trying to
fine. It
understand.
it actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Can you go to where you live in in that island at that time?
It just seems more of a habited place. There's more structures there. They're not new. They're like looks like straw structures. So, but nothing fancy by any means. It's not like a big town or anything. It looks like it just is barely set up, honestly.
Uh-huh. What about yours? Do you have one where you live?
Yes, I think so. I think that's really, it's just, there's not very many more than just us. Again, it's just really odd.
And what is your little area like? Can you tell me about it?
It just seems like a simple island, a simple island life. I don't even see any point of it, honestly, just other than just being there and being like peaceful. There's nothing there. There's no economy. There's no any kind of interactions with others or nothing. It's just living there.
Oh, okay, nice. And how do you spend your time in this place?
I guess just getting to be there. That's why it's so weird. It's like seems like we have a lot of natural resources. There's fruits and there's not like a high source, like there's nothing demanding of us. It's just like getting to actually be there. And so just it's so weird.
Oh,
I don't
wow,
understand that very much.
that sounds so nice. So you
Yes, it
just
doesn't just get to be there. Just get, and that's why it's like, why would I leave there? So it was fancy, but we didn't have to work very hard and we just got to be there together. So it was nice.
tell me how you spend your days in this place. Like, what kind of things do you do?
Just going on walks out in the forest and like in the jungle area and picking fruits and getting to talk to the trees and to the animals, and nothing there is harmful. It's just like everything is living in harmony and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Tell me about talking to the trees. What is that like for you there? And what do you notice when you talk to the trees there?
They just feel, everything feels alive here, and I can feel them. I can feel it. I can understand them in different ways than I didn't hear them before.
Wow. What ways do you understand them?
Just understand their story a lot different. I met there's ability in their being, and so I just want to just love and appreciate them for what they are, not expect them to be anything different. They
What are
just
they?
have this, a path I would never have understood before.
Mm, okay.
Palm trees and fruit trees and banana trees and just all kinds of different trees because it's just all over in this vegetation that's very thriving.
And what is your understanding of who they really are as you're talking to these trees?
They're just part of everything, just like everybody and everything. It's just, it's everything is alive.
It's amazing. So you're able to talk to them because they have like a consciousness and do they
Yes.
respond?
Oh yeah, they tell me stories. They can tell me stories about what's happened, and it's pretty boring because they're pretty, you know, doing nothing kind of stuff. But they get to see things that go on that do happen every now and again. So they've been there a long time, so they were able to tell me things that I wasn't able to understand, and vice versa. It was just really awesome to get to understand them.
Can you ask them questions about what the history of that island is? Will they tell you?
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they were telling me. They were telling me that they've seen so many different changes in the land and how they got put there and all those different things. So it was really awesome to get to be a part of that and not to
How are
have to want anything from either one of each other.
how are they put there? Can you ask them? How are they put there?
Well, each tree has a different story. Oh, sorry, I had a stretch. I
Oh, that's okay.
some kind of weird something coming. Anyway, I don't know. They have each tree has a different story. One tree says that it got brought here by different humans. Some got brought by seeds across the ocean, and that's what's so cool is that they have somehow have a memory of it. I don't know how, but they are able to remember that.
Wow, they can remember um, coming from seeds across the ocean?
Yes, just some, like certain trees, like coconuts. Coconuts can float on the ocean and land on the sand and literally grow palm trees and spreading out more fruit of coconuts and that so that's one. But there's banana trees, there's all kinds of different trees here, and each one has a story of how it got here. And it's really quite overwhelming. It's not that I can tell you every one of them, but I can tell you that all of them know where they came from somehow. I don't know how they know, but they know.
When you talk to the trees, can you ask them about the history of that island? What was is it has can you ask one of them if there's ever been anything um really important happen on that island that seemed out of place?
Nothing seemed out of place. They said that this was what that was the part of that. That was the point to that little tiny island is that it was self-resourceful and all loving. And it was just a little tiny special speck that didn't need to be big because it had everything it
Uh-huh.
needed in that little space.
Mm, that's amazing. Is it, and was there anything in particular that when you talked to the trees that you found interesting or no?
And what is there? What
Was there anything interesting or what you found interesting when you talked to the trees? Was there anything else that you talked to the trees about that you thought was pretty interesting or no?
they were always full of interesting stories. I just didn't. I got to know each one each day and talk, and that's what I got to do at this place was get to just learn that there was life in the plants more than people, and that they actually had a memory versus people. And I don't know how I can hear it here, but I can hear it here, but I can't hear it the same.
Hmm.
I
Amazing.
don't hear it the same.
Uh-huh. So when you talk to them about their memories, do they have memories of where they lived before and what that land was like?
Well, that's if I talk to each individual tree, I think that's the issue with that, is every tree came from a different place. They didn't all come from here.
Right,
And that
right, of
was,
course.
so
Do they
that was what they were saying, is that they got to all be welcomed, which was really crazy. And everybody still loved each other. Like they were, it was a very peaceful place. And so each one, what, like I said, came from a different place. That's part of what is so special is that there's everybody gets along. Every tree, it's not everybody, it's everything. And that's what's it's about, it's learning nature. And nature just learns how to co-create and cohabitate.
Wow, amazing. Tell me more. What else do you notice?
They just really, really love to be a group. They love to connect with each other, and they don't mind doing the same thing every day when they have each other. So it's really nice to see that community. It really is.
How do they communicate with each other? How do the trees communicate?
Through their roots, they have a whole system. They go really far, and even if they don't reach, they can somehow send signals to each other, and it's really cool.
Wow. When you talked to the trees, were there any stories that you found particularly interesting or any information aside from that they remember where they came from and they all came from other places that you found interesting to you?
And I just really loved and appreciated their cohesiveness. They're willing to help each other out. When one of them got hurt, the others would really try to help it. It didn't matter if it was a different species. It's really amazing to see nature work that way.
That's so beautiful. And so you would spend your time talking to the trees, finding out where they came from, and just living in this place. Is there anything else you would do during your day?
Oh, we would watch the stars at night, and it was always amazing. That was the time that we came together because they guys would be working on things, whatever they were doing. It seems like I really did a lot on my own every day, but at night we came together under the stars.
Tell me more about that.
That was pretty much our TV. So it was just getting to watch patterns and see different things, but it wasn't, we didn't have any knowledge, we didn't understand it. We didn't understand a lot of things that I do now. It was just simple. So much of it was simple. I didn't have to understand it.
Amazing. Is there anything else that looks interesting or important about this?
I think it's just important to realize how important simple life is and how happy you can be within it.
That's beautiful. Okay, so let's leave that scene and let's move ahead in time in that same lifetime to where something important is happening and be there now. What's the very first thing that you notice?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not so peaceful anymore. There's something that's happening with the island. I don't know what's going on. Now I see that's why we had to leave. Something happened to this place. I don't know what happened. I don't know because it's like something big, but the ocean is coming up and I think we're gonna need to go. So we're gonna have to try and figure out how to leave here. And I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's what it is I don't know how we could leave this place. Because I don't have enough stuff to even bring with us. I don't even know what to take. Oh my
Tell,
goodness, I don't know.
tell me more.
I just, I just start grabbing things to take, and that's what it is. That's why I have the thing. So I take a lot of the seeds. That's what I'm taking as much as I can to put in the bags, hoping that I can replant them wherever we end up. I don't know where we're gonna. Yeah, that's right. Okay. yeah, I have to take all of this stuff as much as I can, and the guys are taking what they can get together so we can hopefully find another place like this place, because this is just how we really wanted it to be. This is not, we weren't expecting any kind of having to move.
And so tell me more, the water's rising up. What do you mean by that?
Something has happened. I don't know what happened, but the water is coming up and it's apparent that we have to move. We have to leave this island because it's continuing to come up and we have to do something. So we're trying to figure out how to get out of here. I don't even know where the boat comes from. I have
Mm,
no idea where this boat comes from.
Tell me more. What happens next? So you decide you have to get out of there, and everybody's scrambling, trying to find stuff. You're taking seeds. Then what happens?
We have to leave, we have to go, and that's what's so scary, is having to go out on the ocean and find whether or not we're going to find a place. And I know we find a place, but we have to find a place, and that's where we go. That's where we go to the other place, and that's the whole point. Yep.
I
I
see.
don't I don't understand. That's why we have to start over. I don't know why. Why would we have to start over?
So you take the boat out, you get on the boat, and then what happens?
We have to voyage the sea, and it is treacherous. It is not easy. I don't even know how anyone survives this. I honestly don't. It's terrible.
What is it like?
It's huge waves and storms, and we're on a very small boat. It is not fun. It's not something that you feel safe with. I don't even know. I just don't even, I don't want to be here at all. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It's not a safe place. It's scary.
Oh gosh. And so what happens next?
We have to get through it, and that's when we come over to the and we hit the land on the other island, and I don't know where we're at, but we've made it, and I don't even know how we made it. That's why I remember feeling so overwhelmed that we did it.
Wow. Okay, amazing. So you got to the new island and you start figuring out how to set up everything. And then what do you notice? So now you're back on the island. What do you notice?
I just I now know that that's the things we have to just, I don't even know where to start over from. Now I get that. I see why I had a thing there. So I think that if we find a safe place that is like relative on the island, then we'll be able to at least piece back together how we can start over again. But we need to find that spot. That spot is special because it helps to make everything grow. And it's a special, every place has a special spot because there's like a special recipe, and you just have to find it, and we have to
Oh
find it.
my gosh. So where do you look?
We have to go north. We know that we have to go towards where we've seen the rains coming in.
Oh, where you see the rains?
And so we have a long way. Yes, we've seen the weather pattern as we were coming across the ocean. And so we know that we have to get on the other upper side, just so we can make sure. Oh my goodness, it's a long journey.
Tell me
It's
more.
nothing easy. Oh my goodness, we've landed on the dry side, and we have to get up to where it's not so dry, because we have to get into where the plant and the seeds will grow. And now I'm worried that the seeds are getting old and they're going to not maybe germinate. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I don't know.
Oh, wow. What do you notice?
But it's quite hard. It's really quite hard. It's hard to move all of the stuff that we have, which is very little, but it's hard to move. And we've had to abandon our boat
Oh, you,
because it's
oh,
so far away. I hope it's still there one day, but I don't even know if I want to go back after we get where we need to go.
Mm.
It's not easy walking across this land. And that's all we have to do is walk. It's a lot.
Mm.
It's nothing like the peaceful place that we came from. We had everything made there. They're made for us, more so. So now we have to make it. We have to make it.
What happens next?
We finally find the place. We find a good place, actually.
What is this place like?
It's just like a perfect little nugget in between. We don't need anything big because it's just us. But I don't know. I think that more people are coming, but at least we only have to worry about that right now. So
Other people are coming?
other people are coming. I feel like they are. I don't know why, but I feel like there's going to be.
What
Huh.
happens when, let's move ahead in time to when the people come. Tell me about this.
Yeah, more people show up and they just show up out of nowhere. I don't know why they just keep showing up out of nowhere, but we've been preparing and we've been putting together all the stuff that we knew from the place and learning how to build and grow better here. It's actually better. It's actually better than the other place, but we
Wow, what
didn't
makes it
know
better?
it has it has more ingredients. I don't know how else to say it. It has more ingredients. It must be in the soil. Things are growing differently here. And it seems that I don't know, it's just, it's happening for us much better than it was than I thought when we landed. It's just helping now. It's like it's working with us instead of against us. We found our
Nice.
special spot.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, nice. Is there anything else you notice about this that looks important or interesting?
Yeah, it's a very important place. I don't know why, it's just it is an important place because it does help. It does help a lot. It's a great place with a lot of resources. So
Tell
it's
me
good
about that. Tell me why it's such a good place.
because it has water for one. Water's a big deal. And there's just a lot of water coming down from the mountain and we're able to divert it and use it for us, for us, for everything, for our crops and for well, for our eating and drinking. And that's a big deal because it's really hard to find it anywhere else. Nowhere, it was like really big deal. So that is a big deal. And then,
Amazing.
and then it's just making everything grow. So now it's just so much easier.
Oh, amazing. And tell me about your days now. How do you spend your time in this place now?
Oh, still attending to the plants, helping them, helping them to reestablish their new life and their trees and all of their new beginnings and
Can
helping that.
can you go and talk to some of the old trees that are in the forest here?
Yes, but there's not very many, it seems. It seems like I brought most of them with me, the ones that I have. And there's some that are old, but they don't talk the same like they did in that other island. That other island was it was different. It was different.
What do they talk?
In that part, it's not better. It's not quite, it doesn't have the voices the same as it did. They're still here, but they're not as free. I guess they
Oh,
just don't want to share as much with me yet.
wow. Can you
I
still
think it's
hear
in
them
them,
or
but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I feel like I can hear them. It just feels like it's muffled.
Wow. Can you ask him
Different language,
what?
maybe.
Oh, interesting. Can you ask him what happened to that island?
They said that nothing happened to this island, and it's a new island, and it hasn't been inhabited much yet. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a new one.
Oh,
Nothing's
okay.
wrong here.
Okay.
Nothing's wrong here. It just it just doesn't have very many people yet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Nobody's found
Nobody's what?
it far because I don't know. It's not far from it's far from any other land. It's new.
Oh, okay. Okay. But the soil is better, and so there's a lot of good things about it.
Yes, it just hadn't been discovered or inhabited yet. So it had been there, but it hadn't been used up yet. It just was new.
Oh, wonderful. So let's move forward in time in that same lifetime to where the people start showing up. As you said, you feel like people are coming. What do you notice now?
I just noticed that there is this people coming and they're looking for a new place, the same as how we were looking for ours.
Wow, tell me
That's
about
just trying to figure out what they want to come in the same. They want to understand what we figured out this new place and try to help
do you
so that
talk
they can help.
do you talk to any of these people?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's nobody else around and we wouldn't be so rude. They want to know and so we tell them everything that we know and they just start doing it too. And so it's nice to start seeing other people coming around and they're really quite self like helpful. They don't necessarily depend on us. They just want to know what to do so they can do it too. It's really quite nice.
I see. Um, and can you find out where these other people came from?
They said from other islands. They don't. They said that they have the same story that they had to leave their island, and I don't. Nobody really knows from where, but they just know that it was islands.
Oh, okay. They had to leave too. Do you know why?
They said the same story, the same thing. That the island was coming over with water. It just was rising. The water was rising, and that they were afraid that it was going to completely take it over before they left. So they had the same feeling as us that we had to do it before it was too late. And it's a good thing. I think they're all gone now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So let's leave that scene and move ahead in time in that same lifetime to the last moment of that life and be there now. What's the very first thing that you notice?
It seems that everybody's really established a lot of a new a new place to live, and it's really pretty. It's really nice.
Oh,
Seems
describe
that we
that.
did. It seems that we did a pretty good job. Yeah, I think that we did. I think that we brought together a lot of wonderful people. They're all so nice to each other. It's so nice. So nice. So nice to have help. So nice to have help.
What is it like? How would you describe this place that you've established after this life?
Yes, it just seems like a beautiful garden. Just so much better and bigger than the other place that I was so afraid to leave. It's way better. It's way bigger. And there's people here where there was never people at the other place at all. I don't think I ever seen anybody there. So it's nice to have friends and to have people that are willing to help. And it's nice. And so it's this beautiful, it's just a beautiful like community, but it's not like based on, it's just a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. I like it. It's really
Oh, it's
beautiful.
so wonderful. And how do you leave that lifetime? What happens? How do you pass away in that life?
With everybody actually, like, it's so beautiful. Like, it's just so weird. It's so nice to have such connection that people were there waiting, just sending me on my way. And I just went up to the light and it was awesome. I just chose and went. It was wonderful.
Tell
It
me
was a
about
great life.
that. What was it like when you
It was
leave?
kind of scary, but it was great.
It was kind of scary. Tell me more about that.
I didn't hear that. My phone said what?
Oh, tell me more about that. You said it was kind of scary.
Oh, it was only scary in the beginning. Is what I'm saying is when I had to cross the ocean. It was scary. It was
Oh,
very scary, and so it was a wonderful life to end in the remembrance of how scary that moment was and having to start over with nothing.
oh
It
wow.
was
And tell me about when your soul leaves that body. What is that like?
so nice, so nice, so nice. Just beautiful, just wonderful light, just nothing but everything and everything, all the love that you could ever imagine. It's just wonderful.
Wow. And now that you've left your life, you can see that whole life from a different perspective. Do you get a sense as to what the purpose or lesson behind that life was?
Yeah, it was just to understand the beauty of simplicity, but also the beauty in community, and that you
Oh,
can have both.
that's beautiful. Wonderful.
Yeah, I think it was really important to get to have it all at that other island, and then to have it taken away from me and to have to start over. I think it was a really important lesson to realize that it was so much better when help showed up.
Hmm.
It was really a lot easier.
Are there any
Really,
other lessons or purposes for that life that you notice now?
I think just that everything has a purpose. Everything is alive. The were the trees were alive in a way that they weren't now in that space, or it's not listened to or heard in that way. And so I think it's important to remember how everything is living and everything has a purpose, and to find it and to appreciate it, and then to co-create with it. And that was the big one, to co-create with it, that I don't have to do it all myself.
Hmm. That's a really good lesson. S-
Yeah, for sure.
So now, can you take in a deep breath? And now, can I speak directly to your higher self, to your gut? Can I speak directly to Lacey's higher self now, please? Do I have permission?
Yes,
I respect the power of the higher self because I know you take care of her body and you do a very good job of that. I also know you have the records of everything. So I really respect the power of the higher self. And I always ask for permission to speak to it and ask questions. Do I have permission to ask questions?
yes.
I know you could have shown her many different things for her to see. Why did you show her this lifetime where she had to move and come to this new island and experience community and everything like that? Why did you show her this?
Because she's supposed to do it again, but better.
Tell me about that.
There's many things that she's felt in her life that weren't like what anybody else felt, and she never understood it. And it's because that she wasn't meant to be like anyone else. And so she needed to be able to be brought up in a place where she had things that helped her create a story, but to really lose it, to really create the true one. She didn't
Wow.
understand. She didn't understand.
What else did you want her to understand by showing her that life? What else does she need to understand about this?
She had to understand that there's a new place, there's a place for everybody and everything, and that you have to believe in your story in order to find yourself. And she always knew from when she was little that she had a different story, but she couldn't believe it. And so until she had it taken away from her, did she have to believe in herself and believe that she could build it, and with more people it was better. And so it's important for her to know that it's okay to ask for help.
And what is she supposed to build in the place where she lives now? What exactly is she supposed to rebuild but better? And could you tell me how she can make it better?
She's meant to take and trust in herself and what happened, and build a safe haven for those who are going to experience ahead. It's going to be a portal for people to be able to believe in themselves and our greater plan and our greater universe. Energy is so important, and the recipe is very, very, very particular. And when you have it aligned and you have intention, then people are able to access it much quicker. And so she's building a place that allows people to step into their highest and best by their own choice. But it's a very alchemical recipe that she's putting together. And it's important because people are shifting so much faster, and they're going to be attracted to that place. And she's going to be a catalyst for other people to be able to share their truth and open up other people's truths.
That's amazing. Do you have any advice for her? Is there anything she should do as she moves forward in this?
To keep trusting in their path, to trust in all of the people that she connects with. She has a hard time trusting.
Why does she have such a hard? What do you want to tell her about this?
It's important. Trust is very important, and it's been stolen from humanity for so long. And so she knows this. She's seen it growing up, and she understands how important a belief system truly is, because she had one that was broken for so long. And that's what our human opportunity is to be able to find our truth and to co-create with things that we don't see. And that's why it's such a special blessing to be able to see and understand and learn the recipes for everybody to step into. But it's truly an understanding rather than it's an experience that she had to go through in order to be able to put together the recipe that's needed to help others open up the way that we need them to. There's so much coming together so fast, and she knows it, but she doesn't know how to communicate it because she was stuck in a world that didn't listen. And she knows that she's just meant to be able to create a bridge in between. And that's all. It's hard to understand without experience. And that's why she's had to go through so much. And that's why we had to take her through the past life, is to understand that she's already done a similar experience, but now she knows way more. And she has a lot of help. She just has to ask for it.
And what kind of help does she have? Tell me about this.
Well, the same people that she was with before and that carried forth now are her soul family. And it is a very, very, very specific mission that has been meant to break chains. And so others have very, very, very strong missions similar to hers, but in a different way that they don't understand. And she's meant to be a chain to help us all link together so that we can find the new that we know was always possible. And that is what's so hard to understand without experience, is that nobody believes things these days without experience. And so that's why the recipe has to be so perfect, is because it has to meet reality and unseen. The unknown has to be seen in some way for people to start believing in it. And when you're able to have special places like the pyramids and Peru and Mount Shasta, and we have all of these portals that are opening up, there's more and more that are meant to be opened. And that's what she's building, is a portal. In a weird way, it's a portal.
Wow. Is it like an actual portal or is it like a metaphysical portal, for people to transform
It's a
or what?
mixture of both because she's put together, it's a mixture of both because she's put together all of the earthly elements and all of the ones that she doesn't know about that are coming to her that she doesn't never know about. She researches and she solidifies the choices and she empowers the energy that she's learned how. But we're sending her all of this stuff. We're sending it to her. And so she's just trying to receive it and trying to put it together in a recipe. So it's in the fact that she's almost kind of building it. It's there for her, and it's been waiting for her, but she's putting together the recipe, and it has to be a certain way so that people can actually appreciate it in this day and age, because people don't just believe anything anymore. So it's meant to be a very special, realistic experience where people can actually open and experience the changes that they're going through and empower themselves through truth so that they can create a better life going forward. And that's how we actually can collectively create a better world ahead.
Oh, well, she wanted some clarity around Stargate. She wanted to know, should they sell it or what exactly do you want to tell her about this? And
She
also,
knows.
okay.
She knows. She knows that it's meant to be held on to, and that's why the name came to her the way it did. Stargate, it's a gate, it's a portal, it's an opening to another chapter for so many others. And she's been meeting so many people through her journey that give her confirmation every time, but she doesn't quite believe in it because she's putting together all the pieces still, and there's so much coming at her all at once. She's doing her best, but it doesn't all speak in the same languages, and she doesn't know how to really interpret it or share it, but she's doing her best.
Wow.
It's going to come together. And so is her charity that she asks about all the time. All the people that she's been meeting and all the knowledge she's accumulating, it is in the vision. And she knows that she's been gifted with even a timeline. She just has to believe in it. She just has to believe in it.
Well, she was curious if money would be tight, if so with the Stargate, what do you want to tell her? Is there any advice for doing it? Obviously, she's being very helped and led, but what would you like to tell her about it?
she's worried about the economics of like her convincing her family that this plan is really going to work out, and the budget she's put forth and together, and the belief that the people will actually come, because she knows that in the economics that she's broken down and shared with her loved ones over and over to try and convince herself, it really will work out. And so it's just the culmination of her continuing to connect and just share this story with those special people so they can help spread that word. It'll come around is the energies are going to connect and show her what she's seen in her experience, so that she can then live it and then share it and show others how important it is to step into their truth, and how
Wow.
it is to really live their heaven on earth. There's a place for everybody, and there's knowledge to get there. She's going to help open up that information, and she's going to connect with the people that are going to empower them however they need. Certain people need to learn through different modalities, and that's how important it is that she's gone through all these different places and all these different people, was to realize that there isn't one perfect recipe. And that's why the recipe she's putting together is multidimensional and flexible, and all built on the highest vibration of love, to be able to allow for people to be who they are and to be trusted from that point. And to when people feel it to be trusted, then they can be opened up to the power of belief. So once we can get people to open up those portals, then the life around us changes.
Wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful. Um, is there anything you want to tell her about community, like how to start? Will the community just come when she opens this retreat center, or do you want her to meet more people? Can you tell her about that?
She just needs to just believe in the people we bring her. She's worried she's not doing enough, and there's so much to do with what have her building and her family, and they need all the help that they can get. So she just needs to believe in that she's doing enough, and that the people will continue to come to her, because she's going to continue seeking people like you to help her trust in herself, trust in her plan, and share this special place on earth. Hawaii is a very special place, and it is a healing isle. It is got portals that are meant to help open up people and share this wisdom that is finally now ready to be shared. It
Wow, that's
is it is very important that she continues to believe in this, and that she knows that people are coming to her, that it will continue. She doesn't have to worry about opening her safe box. She is safe. She is safe. She is safe.
where what? Oh, go ahead.
That's it. It was just, she's safe. She's safe.
Where was this other island where when she left first, when you showed her that past life, where was that?
It was actually some small islands off the coast of a larger continent that she was not aware of. And she was able to live off of that island. That's why it was so special. It was generated off of the peace and the energy off of Lemuria. And
Oh,
it was a special spot for her to be able to experience life on earth as heaven on earth, then knowing that it is possible. And that's how she's always known since she was a little baby girl in this incarnation, that there is such thing as a place, and is possible, because she has seen it. She's been there, and she's back to recreate it and help generations forward be able to recreate that in their own ways.
and tell me, um, more so, this was off the coast of Lemuria, so that's where she lived first with the trees that could talk. It was off the coast of Lemuria.
Yes, yes. Yes, that's why everything was living in a very higher conscious state. She didn't have the remembrance in the human body, but she was vibrating in a much higher vibration to be able to communicate with everything, and everything was communicating. because everything was happy, thriving. There was nothing there to harm anybody. There was nothing there to harm anybody. And it was to see the possibility of what is possible.
Wow. And what about where she lives now? Are there any trees that she could talk to that have the same type of consciousness in this place, or no, are they just different now?
All of them. She does talk to all of them, and she has connected with all of them. She just needs to remember that there is a language that we all tie into, which is love. And she remembers that most of the time, but she lets her opinions get in the way.
Mm.
They all are there to because of her and those are the seeds that she's brought with her from that previous life. Those seeds have been carried with her through her life in different ways, and that's why she's there planting all of the seeds in physical reality to spread the fruits and share them when they're definitely most needed in the future, but also to be able to understand the alchemical recipe that it took to create it. And we're all part of that same creation. Every one of us, it's all the same. It's recreated over and over and over. So everything is living, everything is alive. And she knows that, and she does talk to them, but she needs to swim in it. She needs to be able to live in the fairyland that she knew was there for her. She's okay to be able to do that now, but she doesn't believe it.
Wow. How far away is she now living than when she lived before in that other lifetime?
How far away is she living? What do
Yeah,
you mean?
but for where when she moved back to the new island and she took all those seeds and she planted them, are any of those like
She is in the exact same spot that she was those lifetimes ago. It was 7 lifetimes ago that she lived there. And it was the exact spot that she grew that they walked and pillaged to start that new beginning. It is the exact same spot, and that has been saved there for her for generations to start it again. And her and her husband know that they've experienced very special truths when they were seeking it. And we gave them confirmation. We continue to give them confirmation through their thriving trees, through the magic that they are witnessing. That is because it's the same spot that she was there before.
wow, that's amazing. It's amazing. Is there anything about this spot that she's not aware of that you want to tell her about that she could investigate or that you would just like to show her?
She's doing it more and more by the connections that she's making with you. She just needs to continue to share it with the special people like you, because it is meant to be held special. So it isn't meant to be flooded with social medias and any of that types of information. This information will be spread through the way that she knows, which is good word of mouth. And it is going to spread like fire, and she'll be ready, and her family will be ready when it comes to that. They're doing what they're supposed to and building the homes and covering the homes and sacred symbols and building the fruits and infusing them with our love. She's continuing to do that. And so as she does that, she will continue to download her knowledge. She's meant to continue to be a portal, and it's going to open more and more come the spring. So any of the information that she has, she's going to start really understanding and believing in a whole lot more.
Why the spring? Is there, why not now?
She still has responsibilities that she's taking care of, and she was told this before, but she doesn't always remember. She had to have her special experience in order to remind her of her greater path and her greater choice, but she had to buckle down and get things done in order to get there. And so she's in the path of right now of cleaning up house, and so she's about to be able to be ready to reconnect with us more fully. And we fully intend on using her as a facilitation of the knowledge that she shared and also opened up to us.
Okay, that's really wonderful. Can you start a body scan on her? Can you scan her body and look deep into her body and tell me how her body is.
Oh, yes, she's healthy. She said that she knows this. She is very healthy. And any kind of ailments that she's had over the past 10 years, she's actually known how to fix them. So she knows very well that she is very healthy. And she knows that she can do everything that she wants.
Well, can you scan her eye and tell me what the very root cause of her astigmatism is?
Yes, it was placed there when she was in her teenage years. And it was because she was seeing things differently in the world and shadowing her true self. And so it was placed there because she was literally distorting her vision. She's needing to remove it to be able to see clearly again.
Oh, she is needing to remove it. Okay. Has she learned all she needed to learn from it?
Yes, she has. She learned it actually a couple years ago, but she hasn't been able to step into it fully.
How can she step into it fully?
She says that she's doing it. She is doing it. She's not thinking that she's doing it. It's all in her mind. So she needs to just believe it. She's doing it. And looking at doing, she's doing that. She's already doing all of the remedies and recipes that she needs to be doing. She just has to remember that the power of belief is behind that and needs to be within herself.
Oh, okay. Well, now that she got those messages, can you release and heal it for her?
We've actually already tried, and we're trying again right now.
What are you doing right now? And is she feeling or sensing anything?
She does feel it, but she's trying to allow it. She she definitely can feel it, but she's still fighting us. Yes, she's still fighting us.
What are you doing to her that she's feeling?
She can feel the itch. She can really feel the itch. She can feel that she can feel us tingling because we're trying to remove. It's a lump on her eyeball. We can really see it in a degree that the lump started growing with all of her fears and doubts as it was trying to give her an illusion to feed her what she thought she wanted to see rather than what she knew she wanted to see.
Mm.
She's got a couple more layers. We've removed as much as we can, and she definitely is going to see this. She's going to probably need to just take actually some time without her glasses even because those probably won't work very well for her. She's going to need to take some time and just continue to breathe and see these layers shed like an onion off of her eye, and she'll be able to remedy this as soon as she chooses to. She said that her higher self said that she needs to be the one to do this. She does not want it to be done for her.
Okay. So what exactly does she need to do?
She needs to continue to believe. She needs to visualize. She knows that the recipe of seeing the healing is to actually see it. She needs to visualize, take the time to breathe in our light, allow us, breathe in our love, soak it into her eyeball, and actually feel a new emergence coming through the layers of distrust.
Wow. Okay. Well, can you do this now? Can you allow her to actually heal it now? Can you do it now and heal it for her?
She won't let us. We've
Okay.
already tried. We've tried to do what we can. We're gonna continue to try. We will continue to try, but we will not. She's telling us that this is part of her path.
Okay, so she just needs to, will she notice a difference though? Will she see?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
she will notice a difference. And if she agrees to let us go forward, then we will. We are not holding this back from her, and she needs to be reminded of this. We are not holding it back for her. It is not our choice that she needs to do it for herself. That is her. So she, as long as she allows us to open up that portal inside of her, she will be healed of it immediately rather than in time. She has opportunity for both. We can do it now if she allows us, and she will do it later if she chooses to.
okay. Um, can you open the portal now for her?
Yeah, yes, we've already opened it. We've been trying to show it to her, and she sees it. She does see it. She 100% sees it.
Okay. Now that she sees it, what are you doing?
I'm showing her the light. I'm showing her that it's possible to be able to trust in this world that she now lives in. And that is what she's so afraid of.
Mm.
She feels like it's part of her trust. It's part of her protection. But I'm removing it from her. She just has a very calcified crust on it that is wanting to hold on. But I'm dissolving it right now.
Okay. Let me
She's
know when.
allowed she's allowed me to see it now. She's seeing more and more of the light. It's seeming to cross over.
Okay.
Yes. I've
Okay.
gone I've gone as far as I can, and I do believe that she has opened. I believe there's only one more layer, maybe possibly two, but she is very close. And she's telling me that she thinks she can do it. I think it's an agreement of trust. She doesn't want us to do it. I don't know why.
Okay. All right.
She does, but she does, of course. She does. I'm going to continue to work on this for her.
Okay. Just continue to work on it. And then can I ask about her finger? What is the very root cause of her broken finger?
It was true physical injury. It really truly was. It is possible for her to straighten it, but it was a true physical injury. It wasn't telling her more than what she thought, and that was just an instance of trying to teach her that there was meanings for everything. But she has been doing her best to live her truth from what she knew, from what her perspective was. And that's what that guy did not know when he was telling her that. We've been cloaking her of things for her life for the reasons that she needed to experience them rather than just know them. Now she's in this place of knowing things without knowing them and truly believing the experience of them. And that's part of this healing with her eye, is she knows that it's possible and she knows that it's that real, but she's trying to figure out the recipe all the time.
I see. Well, what do you want to tell her about her finger? Does she need to have this anymore? She learned all the lessons and the purpose behind it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anything is possible, and there is nothing wrong. So even with the element of her finger, there's nothing wrong with it. It can be the reminder also that she is perfect just the way that she is, and that she doesn't have to fix it. Just the same as when she had her implants removed, it was a very wonderful thing for her to experience loving herself without that material portion of her body. And that is helping to bring her recipe into alignment that she believes in so much.
Oh, wonderful. Well, would it be beneficial for her to heal her finger?
Yes, I think it would be. I think that it would be really beneficial to her. And I'm going to do what I can to fix it. Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
Well, I can see now that from what I'm looking at, that she's going to need to do a little bit of massage because the bone is actually calcified and I need a little bit of help with her to pull that away. I believe that it is very possible for her to straighten her own finger with our help. Again, she doesn't want it all done by for her. That's her whole thing. She doesn't want anything done for her. She needs to understand that it's meant to be done together. And that's what this is. This is that too, is that she is meant to be learning this, to be doing it together. We're breaking up the calcium around the knuckle that has calcified so much, but she does need to stretch the skin in order for it to feel comfortable to stretch out, just like it does in one's body when one's soul really truly sinks into the body. And she has an issue with that. She likes to hang out above her body a lot because she doesn't want to experience the full pain of things and knowing that that's the better way of life.
What do you want to tell her about this, about her leaving her body? What do you want to tell her?
That it's okay to do so, but she needs to do it in a better balance. She comes to visit very often and she's not realizing how often it really is. So if she would be a little bit more intentional with it, then she will be able to heal her eyes and her finger much more clearly and quickly because her facilitation of that is a lot more clear. We're always connected to her in ways that other people don't understand. She doesn't even quite understand it herself still. And that's why it's so hard for her to understand these different things that she's learning, is because she's trying so hard to fix the box, but her box has always never been inside of it.
Wow, okay. Okay. Um, so are you fixing her finger now then?
Oh, yes, and we have been. We actually have been since she's asked long ago. But she has to be able to, part of believing is sharing. And that's part of her story and what she's struggling with right now and thinking that something that she's done is wrong. She thinks that all of the stuff that she's been learning has been to prove to something. It's not. It's a culmination of information and it's most definitely power. And it's part of the stuff that she is meant to share, but she is meant to facilitate it through her own body just as much as for everybody else. So she has to remember to take care of herself. And that's part of this lesson, is that she's meant to co-create the healing abilities within herself to show others that they need to step up and do that within themselves in order to help everybody else.
Wow, that's so amazing. Okay. Um, what can you send healing energy through her body or any upgrades or anything that you could do for her body? Could you do that for her?
Yes, absolutely. And
Let me know when you're done doing that.
we've already done it. We've been doing it this whole time and we will continue to do it. We are doing it extra with her scheduling this appointment with you. It is her furthering her step into her alignment of her higher self, and we are proud of her.
Why did you want this appointment with me and why today?
It was important for her to tie the synchronicities back to Brian Weiss and the real stories. She's still stuck in needing the black and white as much as the colors, as many rainbows as we've shown her. She's still stuck in trying to convince the people that are living in black and white to speak black and white. She needs to completely embody all of her colors.
Oh, that's amazing. Um, why today? Why did you want her to have a session today?
It was the perfect day for her and for you, because you are getting these messages just the same as she is. It may not be for the same storyline, as we all know that you're not living the same story as what she is, but there is stories within her story that you need to listen to as well. You just as well as everybody else in this vibration that we're sharing, that we all need to be told that we are okay in whatever reality that we are living in, even the reality that our higher selves are living in. We want to be told that we're doing it right and that it's okay. And that's the belief that we all have. And that's that super, super, super power within the energy field that nobody is tapping into. So the more people that we have tapping into it, the more superhumans we are creating.
That's amazing. Um, could you send healing to her husband's eye issue?
Absolutely. We have been sending massive energy to her family as much as she asks. I know she thinks that it's on deaf ears sometimes, but we hear every single time. And the thing that Lacey needs to understand is that everyone has to be willing to accept that just the same as she did in her own life, whether it be through a cognitive conscious question or cognitive conscious answer to their own question or an unconscious one where we have sent help. We are not allowed to interfere, but we are allowed to send energies that can be put into play into their own lives to help those seeds that Lacey has most definitely planted within them just the same. She doesn't realize the seeds that she's been carrying. They're more than just plants.
Tell me more about them.
Oh, they're the seeds of wisdom, things that she has been learning over this experience and diving into the knowledge that she has been learning. She has been culminating different languages of ways of life to be able to try and truly connect to all of the different humans that have been on this earth. It's not possible, but she's doing her best, and that's what's important, is for her to have the knowing that there is no one right answer to everyone. And so it's important to be open to knowing that in order to truly be able to heal is to be open and to knowing that there isn't one right recipe.
Wow, okay, that's really helpful. And so, what do you suggest for her husband's eye? Can you heal the whole thing now?
He's going to take a little bit more time in healing it now. It is something that has taken a long time. Same as Lacey, he has too had the same cloak, and it has been put over his eyes in order to see what they needed to see to get where they are. So as much as they think that it's a detriment, it's been a blessing in disguise. And he is too going to open that bell, and he is going to be able to heal himself, and he knows it, which is why he's told her over and over, no, you're not scheduling my surgery, because he too is listening to us telling him. She knows it, but she also loves him very deeply and does not want him to have any kind of detriment. So as much as she knows that even if he had bad vision, that we would help him see more clearly, it's all, this whole entire experience for them is about truly experiencing the shift between lessons and believing in the alchemization of it. That's why it's so important for us to not just heal them without their actual cognitive knowing of it and also their help in it. It is very important that it be a co-creation.
Wow, okay, that's really helpful. Any other advice when it comes to that at all, or no?
Yes, she needs to continue to do nightly sessions with him. The more and more visualization, the same as that we say on her, the same as him. They do it, but they need to do it more. It is everything that they know they need to do. They need to do it. And it is unfortunate that there isn't a magical way of saying it. But again, this is what they want. They want the experience. There is possibility for magic and miracles. They have experienced it time and time again, but they have signed up for the path of experience to be able to truly know how to relate to others, to be able to share the wisdom within it. Wisdom is only created when action is put behind knowledge.
Wow, that's amazing. Wisdom is only created when action is behind the knowledge.
Correct.
That's beautiful. Very
She
beautiful.
she knows that she's been fed full of knowledge, but the wisdom is in the acting of it.
That's beautiful. Um, let's see. Um, what is, could you send healing to her two boys?
Yes, they're actually completely healthy and thriving. It's her doubts. It's the only. She's a very very thoughtful mother, and she worries she's not doing enough. But they were blessed with a very strong body from the very beginning. And once they can culminate their mental thoughts on knowing that they are exactly who they are meant to be and are doing all that they can, they are going to all continue to thrive in that health. And they are healthy. They are healthy. And everything is working out for them.
Is there any advice you would like to give Lacey on her kids or anything that she could do that would help them more?
Yes, just continue to love them the way that she is. She's so different in the way that she speaks to them, and they know that, and they see what she thinks that they don't see it, but they do. She's so worried that she's created a dream that isn't really their dream, and it's not. She's actually able to see other people's dreams. She's always been able to see this. She's known it. She's always has, and now it's illuminating even more and more. It is part of her path to literally to help others to realize their dream. And it is her dream. That's her passion. That's her path. That is her job. And it is through
Wow.
knowledge and it is through experience.
Wow. Okay. Um, that's amazing. Um,
Her boys believe this already.
oh, they do.
She's the one who does not. Every one of them believe her.
Are they happy where they are? Is there anything about that that you want to tell her? Is she doing the right thing by having them there?
Yes, this is truly the place. And she did the homework. Not only did we tell her and show her in that special experience, she's done the homework and she's seen that the energetic connections and the different books that have showed her. And not only that, her boys have verbally told her and are living happy. They are really truly in the space and place that they are meant to be. Their wives are going to be coming to them and they are going to be living the dream and the vision that she's been holding for everyone else. It is not her vision. It is a combined vision. And that is what she struggled with. She knows that deep down, but she wants so badly for everybody else to willingly know and choose that because she does not want to take anything from anybody.
That's beautiful. Um, what was the root cause or the purpose behind her going through that sexual molestation? Why did that happen to her?
To understand that humans are humans and that they are only as good as they're being taught most of the time. And it's unfortunate that that cycle has been being taught and been being recreated for generations, for many generations. And it's not something that anybody's been wanting to recreate. It's actually been instilled in them without them knowing. And it does take something as dramatic as what she's doing to literally leave and completely. She tried doing it in her first part of her life and just living a different life within that same town. But it isn't possible. The energy is too strong, and the magnets just continue to pull in a very strong way that she doesn't understand, and neither do the people. And that's why she is so confused, is because it causes confusion. It literally causes a confusion within their brains when this karmic wheel has been started. And that's what they're on. They're stuck on a wheel, and it takes somebody like her to truly step out of the box. And she has been out of the box for her whole life, but she needed to go even further to prove that point of understanding and to show that you can believe in yourself and know that there is something better for yourself. And that's really and truly what she's been showing to those other people for so long.
Wow, that's incredible. But why does she have residual effects from it where it has really hindered her sex life and feeling comfortable with herself?
It's the energy, and it's the magnetic energy until she sinks more into her home that she is knowing is meant for her. Those remedies, those recipes, as she says, will start alchemizing. It's just a matter of time, and she is cutting those cords and reconnecting the true ones. It's doing the work, and she knows that, but it's doing the work.
Okay. Well, can you release some of these things and allow her to emerge as like the sexual goddess that she would like to be?
Yes, and she deserves to be that. She's been held away from that for a very long time and for a very good reason. It has been on purpose, and there's a time for her to now be able to shed that.
Great. Can you do that now for her?
Yes,
Let me know when you're done doing this.
we have removed the negative thoughts and illusions that have been planted inside of her, and she now is free to be able to be trusted and to trust the ones that she's allowed in her life. She knows that she's created a safe space, and she knows who she can trust. So she is now free to do so.
Good. Thank you so much. Okay. Um, is there any other advice you want to give her about this?
Practice, believe. It's going to take time. She's going to have moments like she's had in her life where she has complete trust and feeling that alignment, and then she's going to be tested with it. It's what she's
Oh,
been asked for.
okay.
She will feel completely free from this now. This is something that she's allowed us to let go of.
Oh,
She now
good.
has to she now has to surrender into it and allow for that experience to take place, because she now has shared it enough to now know how to transmute it. Sharing it with you is a very important part that she needed to do in order for that to be released.
Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm so happy for that. Oh, she said she had this feeling of like Egypt, and she doesn't know why.
That's because she's always been connected. She's had a very special incarnation. She's not lived very many times, but she has been connected through those and has had wisdom. No, I say wisdom because she had previous lives like she did in that Ivan life. She was living wisdom, and that's what
Wow.
was so important for her to understand, was that she wasn't full of this book knowledge. She was living the wisdom. And that is what is so important for her to understand in this our incarnation, and how to share it with others to bridge. How do you learn how to do something? How do you learn? How do you learn better than experiencing it yourself? And that
Wow.
is hard to be able to share from another person's point of view. So she's going to be able to provide a safe place. That's part of the portal that she's created. She needed to experience that because others have had the same sexual disconnection and experiences that have disconnected them from source, that needs to be reconnected in order to be whole. There's nothing wrong
Wow.
or shameful from it, but it needed to be experienced to know better.
Wow. Okay. And do you want her to go to Egypt anytime soon? Is this something you want her to do or no?
Yes, I think that she's meant to go to Egypt. She struggles with it. She doesn't know what she wants to do because she thinks that she's found her perfect place, but she will unpack much more knowledge if she goes and ventures there. But she's going to culminate the right timeline first. It's a very important for her to go with her husband, and that timeline hasn't worked out yet. So she's not been able to accept the transformation that it's going to provide for her, because it will.
Wow. Okay. Um, let's see. Um, just want to make, oh, um, is there anything else that I didn't ask that you would like to tell her about anything at all?
It's very important for her to just believe in herself. She's struggled with it her life, her whole life. And so this is part of that whole experience that she understands, that other people understand, that she doesn't understand. She's not the only one that's been going through these very profound shifts. And so she's meant to experience them all on a very human level, down to being sexually molested as a child, to all of the progressions that she's experienced that were negative. They were all to be there to help her, to be the portal to truly helping people to create the life they want to live. And that's the whole entire point to her experience, is to be able to say, I do know what you did. I do understand how that feels, because so many people do not want to believe anymore. And she's one of them. That's why she's being called to do this. So the most thing that she needs to be able to be told is to believe in herself, and to know that her visions, her intuitions, all of the messages that we send her are true. They really are true.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Is there anything else that you would like to tell her about, or are we complete?
I feel that we are complete, but I'm trying to go through and just make sure, because I know that she wanted to take care of her loves.
Yes, please check.
And so I'm making double sure. Yes, I think that everything is cleared. I think that she has a much clearer understanding of what she's meant to be able to do, and that she doesn't have to do it alone. She's just truly lived a lot of a life of alone with being so different, but she's going to soon connect with others that have had the same similar experience. And that's a very, 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 very magical thing in humanity. And it's all through experience, which is why she had to go through it.
Hmm, it's so beautiful. Thank you so very, very much.
Yes.
Now I'd like to ask